Luke's a historian, and it does reference a guy named Quirinius. And there was some debate about Quirinius because there was never a president of Syria named that. But Quirinius was actually a military leader, and he was the one that actually ran Syria. There was a little discussion about that. Quirinius that was never mentioned. There's no indication for Quirinius, as usually the case. Once archaeology gets a hold of it, they of course found Quirinius. He was the one that ruled Syria. He was a military leader, and Luke mentions him to give it perspective that these things are happening at this time. And Luke's a historian. He writes these things so that people will believe it. As he starts off his account, he talks about that we're giving you an exact, documented, in order story for you to believe. And I like the fact that Luke mentions that, because it gives a time frame as to when the book was written. Again, you might not have copies of it right away, but you can tell when it was actually written, when Luke is talking about this, that these are the things that are going on in Luke's life. This is when it happened. Now, Luke's interviewing people, of course, because Luke wasn't around for this. He's just saying, okay, according to when this is supposed to be, would have done, all the witnesses that I've talked to, this is when it was. It was when Quirinius was the governor of Syria. So those are things that allow us to get the Bible into a proper time frame. It's not written by people that are writing about it 400 or 500 years after the fact. It's a guy that's going around talking to the people that had contact with Jesus and had a vision, had talked to Mary. Undoubtedly, he probably talked to Mary and talked to her about, okay, what's going on here? And he referenced all that as to a time in history that we could document.